button.
Welcome to Squatch-D TV, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatch-D TV. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, cyberspace. Welcome to an all-new Squatch-D TV. It's Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch Detective Steve Kulls, along with my co-host right down there, Mr. Chris Bennett. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Brett, Steve, it's good to see you, man. We've been getting some cold weather here, dude. I mean, it's been cold, but we got some rain today, and I'm worried about ice.
You know, it's colder than a mother-in-law's kiss out there.
I'm hoping we do not get an ice storm, but it's not looking good. If it'll stop the rain before it drops down below zero, I mean, well, not below zero, but below freezing, we'll be okay. Fingers crossed. You guys got some weather up there too, did you?
It's just a typical crappy New York winter. Flurry here, a flurry there, an inch here, a half inch there. Freezing cold wind, sometimes freezing rain.
Well,
you know, that's Mother Nature. She teases us with a little nice weather, and then as a payback, she gives us freezing rain.
Yeah. I mean, the other day, it was really nice. And then yesterday and today, oh boy. Yeah, you need the winter jacket or the winter coat today for sure. But
Jiminy crickets, Mick.
Oh.
I'm not putting that one up there. Oh.
I see that, Mick. I'm not putting it up, though.
And yes, that's right, Mick. It is hump day.
Yep.
So, but we got a hell of a show for you tonight. And yes, Reverend Quantum, you are seeing the host bigger. See, we can do that when we have a graphic that's not so intense. We can switch between them. So when we have a graphic we want you to see really well, or, you know, just a generic type of one, or you don't need really definition, so you see our mugs a little bit bigger.
Unfortunately. Hey, man, I know I got a face for radio. I ain't about to be ashamed of it.
Are you kidding? I looked in the mirror, and I go, geez, I've seen better mugs than a beer.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so let's do the roll call real quick here.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got a few people in here. Well, wow, we got 22 showing. I don't know if how many's not typed in the chat, but
well,
great.
Usually we have about 42, 60.
Yeah.
We have about 60 normally, and it's because of the screw up that happens every once in a while with StreamYard. We put a time in, and it changes the time.
Yeah.
So I have to go back and redo it. And usually I don't see it right off the shoot because in YouTube, you don't see the time on the header. When you look at it on the thing, it doesn't say it starts at 9. It just shows you the information.
Right.
And you got to really scroll down to see what time the thing looks. So if I'm sitting there putting my edits in real quick, boom, 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 I don't even look at the time because I've already set it for 9. And then all of a sudden somebody says, it's 9:50. No, it's 9.
Yeah.
It's always 9. So if you see something that's off, just ignore that. It's always 9 p.m.
Thanks.
We will not start at a weird hour like 9:50.
We'll be on at 3:08 in the morning. Thanks, StreamYard. We appreciate all these nice little bugs, but it's getting better.
Now, we have a really exciting show tonight. We have a really big announcement coming up towards the end of the show tonight. So
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out. Sorry.
Uh-oh. That cold weather's getting in your lungs.
No, I think my sinus infection's coming back.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
Yeah, I'm starting to hawk up garbage again.
Gross. Yuck.
It's all coming from this thing right here.
Well, I did my 3-month doctor check-in yesterday. I found out I'm still a living, so that's good.
But we actually have a lot in here. We got Mitch Hargrove, we got Roy Longley, we got Grant Rasha, we got Reverend Quantum Bigfoot, Karen Fisher, Sandra Piper, Ron Meldrum, Sally is in the house. It's Texas Jack.
Welcome.
Who else? Get Ducked is here as well. Jen, our bouncer. Hello. Don, come out. Is here.
Hey, Don.
Kathy Zabrowski, hello. Gary Johnson, what's going on?
Gary.
Of course, Mick, who can forget Mick?
Hey, Mick.
Wolf Lordbrand is here as well.
Welcome.
And who else? I know I saw a couple other names.
Oh, Reverend Quantum Bigfoot is here, but he's in absolute agony. Oh, my goodness,
Sorry
Rev, I
to
hope
hear
you
that,
feel
man.
better, man. Hang in there.
So, anywho, but like I said, we have a really huge announcement towards the end of the program, and we'll talk about it. It'll come up in our discussion as well tonight. But first, let me talk about what I mean by saying I forgive them. When I say I forgive them, I'm not talking about excusing bad behavior, bad science, or ignoring misinformation. I'm talking about understanding how people get there in the first place. See, Bigfoot research is not something you master quickly. It never was. It requires a foundation, a foundation that does not come from a microphone, a logo, a social media following. It comes from mentors. Okay. I was fortunate early on. I had people who took the time to correct me, slow me down, and form a foundation, and sometimes tell me I was wrong. They taught me that science is not about belief. It's about discipline. And I got something on this hat that keeps distracting me. They taught me how to investigate without contaminating a site. They taught me how to document properly. They taught me how to separate what I wanted to be true from what I could actually support with evidence. They taught me how to interview witnesses ethically, how to listen more than I talk, even though I talk a lot, how to avoid leading questions, how to recognize memory contamination, suggestion, and exaggeration. Most importantly, they taught me that witnesses are not tools. They are people, and once you mishandle them, you do real harm. They also taught me restraint. Just because you have something interesting doesn't mean you rush it out. Just because you are excited doesn't mean you're right. And just because you have a platform does not mean you have earned authority. I spent 8 years in the field before I even went national, 8 years of learning, failing, being corrected, and refining my methods before I put myself out there publicly. This was not accidental. That was respect for the subject and for evidence and for the people who came before me. Today, the landscape looks very different. People enter the field, and within months, they have a podcast. They speak with certainty before they've had experience. They speak like experts before they've had mentors, and without realizing it, they teach their audience bad habits, bad science, and bad ethics. That does not make them evil. It makes them unprepared. And that is where forgiveness comes in. Most of them were never taught how to research, or that research is supposed to be done. They've never had someone pull them aside, tell them, say, slow down. This is how it actually works. They skipped the apprenticeship phase and went straight to the stage. When you do not have a good mentor, the problem is not just what you learn, it is what you normalize. Mentorship shapes your compass. It teaches you what is acceptable, what crosses a line, and what you tell yourself is justified. When that compass is set wrong early, everything that follows tends to drift further off course. A commonly cited example in this field is Tom Biscardi looking to Ivan Marks as a mentor. And by no means am I forgiving Tom Biscardi because his actions justified my disdain. The relationship did not encourage skepticism or restraint or scientific discipline even. It modeled spectacle, certainty without evidence, and the idea that attention was more important than verification or even honesty. When your mentor prioritizes notoriety over methodology, you learn that bold claims matter more than honesty or careful work. You learn that admitting uncertainty or being wrong is weakness. You learn that the story is more important than the evidence. And over time, those lessons become habits. Without a good mentor, confirmation bias goes unchecked. Every noise becomes a Bigfoot. Every blurry shape becomes proof. Dissent becomes an attack rather than a safeguard. Instead of asking how something could be wrong, you ask how it can be defended. The absence of ethical guidance is just as damaging. Witnesses become props instead of people. Claims escalate because escalation brings attention. Retractions never happen because the mentor never modeled accountability. Mentorship matters because Bigfoot research is not entertainment first. It's investigation first. It is science, methodology, and ethics. If you miss that foundation, everything built on top of it is unstable. So I forgive them, but I do not excuse the damage. Forgiveness does not mean silence. It means correction. It means setting a higher standard or reminding people that this field deserves patience, humility, and guidance. That's why forgiveness can exist alongside criticism. Some people never had the chance to learn it the right way. But understanding how they got there does not mean pretending the consequences were harmless. In a field already fighting for credibility, mentorship is not optional. It's foundational. If you are new to this subject, find mentors, read deeply, learn science, learn investigative discipline, learn how to interview responsibly, and most of all, learn when not to speak. That was my biggest one. Bigfoot does not need more voices. It needs better ones. Now let's all talk about that. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I would agree. And some people tend, especially after they have a sighting, they tend to blow that up. You know, it's everything. You get so excited. And I went through it. It's like, you know, Bigfoot is everywhere. Bigfoot is everywhere. You know, if you don't have somebody, you know, luckily I had Steve in there to talk me down a little bit.
So somebody says witness advocacy while stealing creative works. Oh, the irony. Interesting. What does that necessarily mean?
But after I had my first sighting, and I was thinking, you know, Bigfoot's everywhere. But luckily for me, I had Steve to talk to.
Right.
And he kind of talked me down. And that's why I can kind of understand how somebody can get excited when they have their first sighting. And then you go from not knowing that there was ever Bigfoot out there in the woods to, my God, I've seen one. I know they're there, so they must be everywhere. And they're not behind every bush. They're not behind every tree.
See, I like the word stealing creative works. See, that's very interesting. What creative works did I steal?
I'm not sure he's talking about you, surely.
I hope not.
No.
I hope not.
That's kind of cryptic. That's kind of cryptic.
Right. Yeah. Well, what did he say? Preaching witness advocacy while stealing creative works. Witness advocacy while stealing creative works. Oh, the irony. Really? I'm just curious about that. Oh, not you. Mentioned witness. Got them. Roger that. Yeah, we had talked cryptically like that.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, Northern X. I was thinking that somebody was like, because we do show other people's photographs and we analyze them, and that's not creative. So I get that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to show
that's why
like
I was
photos
kind of
and
asked.
video to talk about it. You know?
Right. I didn't know if
I
it was
don't think
going
it was
that
meant
angle.
toward.
So yeah.
No, I don't think it was meant anything negative towards you.
When I should just keep my eye off the chat sometimes.
It was just,
but it's hard not to. Yep.
It was just it was typed in a little cryptic, a little bit. So
yeah. Oh, the irony! We're typing something cryptid in a cryptid podcast.
cryptic. We did have a few comments. Let me get some of these up here.
Yeah, very, very good, Reverend. It's not the problem is with the text. It's hard to gain context. That's why social media ends up in arguments. Almost everything is taken wrong. Yeah, very true.
And while you were going through this, Mick said, "You mean Zorth ain't evil?"
Oh yeah, Zorth is evil. No.
The idea of Zorth is evil.
When I say I forgive them, I mean the people that peddle, like for example, Steve Isdell.
Yeah.
What does he know? He's never had a mentor. He went right to the stage. He never, his mentors were in hunting and tracking and all that fun stuff and outdoor life. Not Bigfoot. He never had a Bigfoot. He had a sighting and decided, well, and that's a character flaw. I'm not saying these people are not without flaws, but there are some people out there that have had bad mentors, or they follow people that are bad mentors. And we'll talk about that. Let's go to let's have a little fun before we go. Yeah, newbie entitlement.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, believe that 100%. First, a quick reminder, the Squatch Detective Report will be coming out February 1st. If you haven't subscribed, it's free. And you can go there on the Squatchdetective.com, just click on the entry and throw in your email. You will not get a response from that. It will just let me know that you want on, and we'll put you on the list. Totally free. We're not handcuffing you to anything. No commitments. The only one committed here is me, and I have to be there on weekends. No, I'm just kidding.
And Reverend Quantum Bigfoot came up with he said something I thought was very interesting. Said everyone can ask questions, but not everyone can ask the right ones.
Oh, very true.
And I think that goes along with your mentorship.
Yeah. Well, to me, there is no wrong question. Ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand.
Well, there's a way, though. I mean, you don't want to ask, when you interview a witness, you don't want to ask something that's leading. You know what I mean? Like instead of...
here we go.
Go ahead.
Anyway, let's go to our little fun thing here. So it was a news story that kind of caught me earlier, and I kind of forgot went off script when I started with this. But there was a food delivery robot that got a little confused while going over the railroad tracks. Might be because of the electromagnetism, might be because of some magnetos and wherever. And
poor
little guy just sitting out there with somebody's meals, a few people's meals. And then all of a sudden, along comes the train.
Oh.
Everything got pureed on the spot.
Oh, man. I hate it when that happens. Somebody probably lost their Taco Bell. Oh, man.
Is now the good time for the anyway,
yeah, Robert says got those in a local town near me, the robot delivery vehicles. We don't have them here. Of course, I lived in a small town.
You know what'll be a lot of fun? Next time what you do is you have a delivery robot come to you.
Yeah.
You get an envelope and write on the top in Sharpie, here's your tip, and put a bunch of nuts and bolts in it, seal it, and then when it drops your food off, you put that in the little basket. Oh. So when it comes back, here's all these nuts and bolts. Like somebody tipped them a bunch of nuts and bolts.
Of course.
So what are you going to do? Tip them money? No.
What's a robot going to do with money? Yeah.
So I wanted to put in there as qualities of a good mentor. We got patience. Because everybody, you need to have patience to be a mentor. And that is my weak spot, but I am incredibly patient with people. Yeah. I may not be incredibly patient with waiting around. I may not be patient with services. But when it comes to dealing with a mentee or a Padawan, as you wish, I'm very, very patient to things. I'll give you a great example. I was a trainer for a company teaching people how to catch thieves. And the first day, the person shows up in open-toed shoes, wearing a wallet with a chain, right? Yeah. And I'm like, you cannot wear that, right? And I'll tell you why. I say, because your toes are exposed. And number one, that's an OSHA violation to be in a store like this. We got pallets and you're walking through the warehouse and stuff like that. And number two, a bad guy can stomp your foot and you're going to end up breaking your toes. Yep. Or you're going to get in a scuffle and you're going to bang your foot somewhere and you're going to either splay it open or you're going to break something. Yep. So no open toe shoes after today. And that wallet with the chain, that's something somebody can grab on you and hold on to you and use to their advantage. So no more wallet with the chain. Next day, she comes back to work wearing the same thing. I explained to her again.
Fast learner, huh?
Right, yeah, fast learner. And one of the other things I tell her, if you call in, you have to call in to me. You cannot call in to the service desk. I'm your boss for the next 2 weeks during your training.
Reb says, don't talk about breaking toes. Yeah. Sorry, Reb.
Right. Sorry, Reb. And the next day, on day 3, she calls in, and she doesn't call in to me. She calls into the service desk, which I explicitly told her not to. So day 4, she comes in with the open-toed shoes and the wallet again. I send her home.
Is this like a millennial generation type person?
No. This was a good 20 years ago.
Okay.
And finally, day 5, she comes in again, trying to make excuses up to me. I go, listen, I told you that on day 1, you gave me no excuses then. Yeah. You didn't tell me nothing on day 2. I go, on day 3, you call into the service desk where I told you couldn't do that, and you got my number. Yeah. Day 4, you come in wearing the same thing. You don't make up any excuses, and I send you home. And now today, you have an excuse. Go home again. I called up my boss. Boom, fired her. My boss fired her.
Oh, man.
Because you can't listen to basic, instructions.
Well, somebody like that, I mean, it seems like they don't want to work.
Well, they you know what? They're bucking authority. They don't like the authority. Well, it's like
surprise. Like when you work somewhere.
And the funny thing is, the other Padawan was like, "What's her problem?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't get it. I'm not mean. I'm not the nicest guy in the world.
Oh man.
So, but if I let that carry on as a mentor, and I ignored that, she's bucking the rules. Okay, I'm not going to say nothing after anything anymore, and let her proceed through the program.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you ain't the boss of me.
You probably got away with that before, so
Right.
Ignore.
Yeah,
I think it's okay.
Yeah. They think I'm going to ignore it, and then you become a bad employee because then you ignore whatever rules you want to ignore. And that's the same thing with this mentorship thing. So you're going to have patience, and that's an area where patient. And I waited the entire week for her to correct herself, and I gave her a punishment on Thursday by sending her home. Yeah. And then because she had already bucked, how many rules in how many days. I won't count the first day because that was a day of correction. The second day, bucked the rules. Third day, she called out sick the wrong way. Expressly told not to do it that way. That was rule number 1.
Oh, wow.
And then on Thursday, she comes in, not correcting herself of the other day. I had enough of it.
You're not the boss of me.
You ain't the boss of me. Oh, yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Watch what happens.
Oh, man. Well, you meet people like
Right.
that, and they have their own agenda. I would always thought that they had their own agenda.
And again, moving along, these are all things that I had. I had field experience when I was training people.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for years. And the same thing with the people that trained me in the Bigfoot world. They've been doing it for a while. That's who I sought.
Right.
They had ethical boundaries. Not all of them may be the most ethical of boundaries, but I had my own set of ethical boundaries.
Right.
And Chris knows of my ethical boundaries are pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to have a scientific understanding or a job understanding. If you're working and training other people how to do investigative work or other stuff, you gotta have that. You gotta have the understanding of how all that stuff works. You gotta have supportive guidance. If people make mistakes, you have to be patient. You have to be kind. You have to guide them to where they should be correct. I'm a slave. Yeah. Most of the day spent running around laughing at things. That was my. Well, I could tell you another mentorship story that I had 2 people training with me, and there was these 2 guys, and they were bagging up drills in this big plastic bag, and we didn't realize they had a 3rd guy in the store, and he had saw us watching them. So as they're talking over what to do, I just walk up to them. And my 2 I go, come here, guys. And the trainees are like, what the hell's going on? You see, this is the bag man. And this is the lookout here who's kind of covering for him. And the other lookout's over there. Oh, look, there he goes out the door.
Yeah.
Right. And the other 2 just turn around and run out. And they run out. Right. And I'm just like, and the guys are like, that is the funniest thing I ever saw. You're just pointing them out. Yes, this guy over here, and I'm standing right next to him. I'm not even talking to them. I acting like they're not even there.
Right.
And they're laughing at the same time they're learning. And then all of a sudden, oh, look, here comes the driver looking for them. The guy's like looking around. I go, you're looking for your boys? Yeah, they ran out. We got the drills, though. Have a nice day. And the guy turned around and ran out. I'm like, oh, my God. Yes, that's how you deal with them. So you got to have fun. No, Gary, it never takes you a very, very short time. Sorry. That don't fly with me. That's the problem. Everybody sees a Bigfoot, and now suddenly they're the expert. Well, that's not true. And that's how you can tell the genuine witnesses from the not so genuine witnesses. But going on, you got to have ethical interviewing. If they say something wrong or they say something incorrect, you got to know when to call that person out and when just to let it go. And you're going to have humility, and humility meaning is you can be wrong. Absolutely wrong. So that, yes, I know all. Excuse me? I know everything.
Yeah.
So that, that is crucial to having a good mentor. Like I said, people like Steve Isdall, they never had a mentor. Cabin in the Woods, never had a mentor. But people like Todd Standing and their ilk, and I don't want to mention names particularly. I don't know, maybe Todd. I don't know where Todd got derailed somewhere.
You're name dropping, Steve.
Yeah, I don't mean to name drop. But there are people that you can't forgive because they keep doing it and they're knowingly doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you fabricate something, this is not the fabricators. These are the people that go out there and think they see Bigfoot every time, and they take all these pictures, and because their training has been watching 9 seasons of Finding Bigfoot or Expedition Unknown. Now we like to pick on Todd, but that's
Well, it's true.
I don't hate the guy.
No.
But like I have no ill will towards any of these folks, except the ones that have done me harm. And there's only one person that's really, a couple of people that have dug me in the world, and Chris knows who they are.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I won't name drop them specifically, but maybe I've mentioned one tonight. And that wouldn't be Todd or Pistol, because none of them have ever done me wrong. Matter of fact, I heard somebody say, actually, Todd thinks you're a good researcher. Well, thank you.
This was be the Diet Peach Snapple crew.
Well, but I mean, even Rick Dyer says, damn, he goes, I hate going up against you. You freaking find out everything. You know, there's a respect there. And I think there's a respect with Todd as well. We're on other ends of the spectrum, other side of the fence. Had that mentality with very few criminals over my time. And I'll tell one more story that I had met a former criminal that I had caught the decade earlier wandering around a store, and I looked at him. And I was like, is he going to steal again? Is he going to grab a bunch of shit and go out the door?
Right.
And he looks at me, and I look at him, and he goes, do I know you? I go, yeah, how you doing, so-and-so? He goes, well, that's not me. I go, come on now. That's you. Well, how do you know me? Well, I said, let me put it to you this way. We went to school together. You were on one side of the fence. I was on the other. You were the best at what you did. I was the best at what I did. And he kind of started laughing. He goes, come on, let's talk outside. And he explained to me how he doesn't steal anymore, but he fences stuff. Every once in a while, somebody will come in with me. And he goes, he really appreciates the time of me talking to him like a human being.
Yeah.
And not a piece of trash.
Yeah.
He ended up shaking my hand, and he said, by the way, you might want to check your fire door at night here. He leaves. I go in, talk to the night manager.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing is we have our detail. We have a broken DTEX alarm back there. It goes off at 1:00 every night. Let me get the camera up. And every night at 1:00, somebody would walk out and close the door. And they'd have a car waiting for them on the side of the store, 1:00 in the morning. They would put the computers and merchandise in there, and they would take off.
Wow.
The manager would show up, doors closed.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is going off.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. It looks outside. Nobody's there. But never mentions it to anybody.
Yeah. That's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, turns out I set up a huge stakeout, got district involved, and we caught the guy that night stealing $3,000 worth of equipment. I had the fine. We had a takedown guy, and I had the fine the fine duty of taking the driver and yanking her out of the front seat by the driver's side window.
Oh.
You're under arrest. You're done.
Oh.
Cuffed her up, went around, helped the other guy cuff the other guy up who was giving him issues. And then backup showed up, and
Greed.
Done.
Yeah. Thought they had the keys to the Golden Gate there. They were just...
But you see, when you treat people like human beings, even if they're not to the same ethical boundaries as you,
Right.
once in a while you're given a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Insight. And that gift is insight. And I have talked to a lot of admitted hoaxers in my day, and that gives me a lot of insight.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's been my blessing. But what's our chat room saying, Chris?
Well, Rev Quantum Bigfoot says, I think Cabin has Todd as his mentor now. They seem to be doing what they seem to be doing together a fair bit now.
Well, yeah, and again, we go back to, what's a good mentor and a bad mentor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can get the guys to teach you how to do something. Here's how you make a foot stomper, stuff like that.
Yeah, here's what you tell them.
And Mick said, "You're a better man than I am, Steve. I wouldn't have forgiven Dyer for the threatening position he put you in when you flew across the country. I remember that back."
Well, thank you, Mick. But you also had to remember I met Susie Mateus and Bub, and and we had a wonderful meal together across the street from LAX that night.
Yeah.
There was no harm. I was too smart for any harm. He wanted to run me around Los Angeles, and that wasn't going to happen.
And this is not Steve's first rodeo. That wasn't Steve's first rodeo either,
No, it didn't cost me any money to go because I wasn't going to go. If you want to forward me the tickets, Rick, I'll go. And then all of a sudden, the Facebook Find Bigfoot guys said, well, we'll get you a ticket. We have frequent flyer miles. And they sent me a ticket. Round trip.
That was cool.
And so I can, and also to make the fact clear that he apologized, right? Mm-hmm. That says a lot. When somebody apologizes, he goes, I'm sorry about that. That was, I was just being me. And, he realizes that sometimes after the fact, he realizes things he does sometimes can be hurtful. And at least he has that forbearance. But you look at people that have hurt me in the past that ultimately, and there's only a couple, they have no.
I agree.
Oh, no. I'm not exonerating.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is not forgetting.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll still hold them accountable for that. I can forgive him for what he did to me, but I cannot forgive him for what he did to the public. Kind of follow that line. Hello, Jason.
With
very true, Ron. Very true.
With Dyer, though, we pretty much his MO already out of the gate.
Yeah.
And I keep waiting for him to come up with his next latest greatest thing. I would like to see it. But I don't know if he's maybe pulled back away from.
He's a TikTok warrior now, so he's completely in a different realm. Poncho Zorch, hello, Poncho. We haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
Yeah, he's probably got some other obsession to fill his time. Maybe
better than looking at R2 mugs.
Bigfoot's been put on the back burner, I guess. I don't know. But I always thought, he was going to do something cool.
No, I'm not talking about the on-stage apology. I'm talking about in phone calls between us. And I think when he got hospitalized by me calling him to check up on how he was doing, I think that kind of changed him a little bit since then, too. And that was a while ago. But, is what it is.
People can change. They can. They don't often do, but it's possible.
Let me just say this. People, how they say a tiger never changes its stripes?
Yeah.
Well, they don't change their stripes. They can move them around a little bit. Some can move them around a little bit, but that's about, that's about as far as I will throw that context out there.
Well, yeah, but.
Well, let's face it. Listen, if you think I'm some naive sucker, you're talking to a guy who's been across the table from people that have been to the most minor of crimes to murder. So I am not naive by any means. I can be friendly. I can be congenial, but I'm very aware. Let's just put it to you that way.
And Gary Johnson says something here that's kind of interesting. He said, did Rick Dyer have a good attitude towards Bigfooting with people?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I never went out with him. I don't know.
I never did.
He didn't have a good attitude towards Bigfooters in general, though, because when him and Witten did the first hoax,
Yeah.
they was really talking some smack, you know.
Well, the second hoax too. Him and that.
Yeah. Oh, what was the name of that?
Oh, I forget. But the loser from
Hank, I think it was. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he had his little cohort there. The loser from was it Minnesota or Michigan or wherever the hell the guy was from? Illinois. I don't know. One of those middle states.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Some loser who was an ex-con that he had working with him that was just a total loser.
Well, it's important, you know. You gotta have a good con
guy,
man.
That guy tried to dox me and tried to tell people I was living in the basement because in New York, certain hill houses are on hills, right?
Yeah.
So the basement actually sits above ground.
Right.
And since it's eye level, that's where the house number was.
Right.
I actually lived above that.
Yeah.
And he was trying to say, "Oh, look, he lives in a basement." No, man, I live in that. I live in the first floor, not the second. And the second floor, there's a floor above me too. At the same address.
Well,
as me.
that's the thing that they try to throw mud at you and to anything and everything, just and hope that something sticks.
Right, and then there was Java Bob.
Yeah,
who tried to put doubt that I was a private investigator at all.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
And then I had to say, "Oh, really? Here's my card. There's my license number right there for all to read." Because that license number, I don't have to worry about it. Here's my license number. Now you can check it because you can't check a private investigator in New York State unless you actually contact them directly because it's kind of a protected status.
I don't want to get into it too much as far as analyzing his motive, but, you know, the Java Bob kind of disappointed me. It broke my heart because I thought a lot of him. And to see him fall into the fold of the hoaxers, man, that just broke my heart.
Walter has a question. Was Rick a good read? No, Rick wasn't a researcher at all. He just showed up.
Yeah, this was, no, he wasn't a researcher. That was all planned. That was part of the plan. Something he could do to get attention and make money.
I knew Bob a lot better than you did.
I know you did, yeah.
And that's why I never trusted him.
Okay, all right.
That's why I never trusted him.
Usually I'm pretty good.
That's why when he made the call.
Right.
To say, "I'd like to come on the show," I believe Tom Biscardi knew that it was a hoax now and went to reverse it. I said, "Hold on a second." I go, "Can you call me back in an hour?" And I went over to Big G's.
Right.
Because this is when Big G was co-host, filling in as co-host, right?
Yeah.
And I said, "You got to hear this phone call." So I wanted somebody else to hear it.
Yeah.
Besides myself. And of course, when he came on, he tried to flip the script.
Right.
And what he didn't know is I had the police reports. I had his statement. And then when he said, well, we were in fear of our final lives. I go, "Really, Bob?" I go, "Well, I have the police report right here. You never mention any of, the feelings of being in fear of your life. Because that would have constituted a crime."
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
"Oh, there was a guy with a gun there." Okay. That's not a crime. Actually, it was because the guy was a felon.
Oh.
Right. And there's Matt Witten, a cop.
Oh, just
an active
casually
duty
ignoring
cop who was,
it.
right?
Yeah.
There's this felon with a gun.
That's a no-no. That's a no-no.
Right?
Yeah.
But that guy was there to protect Hank, not to threaten the people picking it up, right? Yeah. We all know that.
Oh, boy.
"Oh, we were in fear of, you don't know, we were in fear of our lives." Yeah. You were. Yeah. Don't forget, I was there for day 2 and 3 and 4 of that shit.
So it was like he had adjusted his story.
Well, yeah, right. And that's what, see, this is one of those things where being an investigator who's dealt with the criminal types.
Yeah.
Right. When he made that type of statement,
yeah.
It jumped right out at me because he's trying to elicit sympathy and lessen his moral implication of being involved in this himself.
Yeah.
And, while trying to protect his little buddy there, who he says he's not associating with anymore, but was just on a show the night previous that I didn't know about. Because had I known about that, sorry, wrong pipe. Had I known about that, he would have never been on. I would have been ready for it. So when he kind of flipped the script, it surprised me for a second, but I just, knowing the facts, and that's another thing too, is preparing yourself.
Right.
When you interview people like that, you need to prepare yourself for any contingent. And I had prepared for that contingent, that he was going to flip the script. And his biggest contention was, and I remember this while talking with, him and Big G and I were talking with him. He goes, you wouldn't happen to have that credit card receipt from the store, would you? He was worried, and Biscardi was worried that I had the credit card slip from the AutoZone where he actually bought the paint to spray on Hank's face, or the body's face.
Yeah.
Right?
The first one, not Hank.
The first one, right? Not Hank. So that was the biggest reason for him.
That was the reason, yes.
Yeah.
He was fishing for information.
As an investigator, I didn't have it. There was no way I could get it. I didn't have subpoena power. I didn't have, I'm a private investigator. You need to give me that slip.
Right.
But as a seasoned investigator, what that tells me is that slip exists.
Yeah.
Right. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. And then later. Uh-oh. Then later we start gathering up evidence, right?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, I had a lot of the evidence already.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm trying to think because at that point in time, I had the full police report. And that's why I was able to pull his little statement out there. I go, well, that's funny because I have your police statement right here. We were on radio then, but I couldn't really show people then, but I do.
Yeah.
And it made it to 50 large, the book.
Yeah.
The statements and stuff like that, the police report that I got through a Freedom of Information Act, and it had every condemning thing, that pointed.
And that's the thing. If you're new to the channel and you don't know about what happened during the first Bigfoot hoax with Rick Dyer and Matt Whitten, Steve's got a book on it called 50 Large, and it'll tell you the inside story and the investigation details.
Yeah, because I was investigating, searching for Bigfoot for years, undercover as a contractor for them. Not as an employee, but as a contractor. I was supposed to be their forensic evidence guy. And I had made the decision when Biscardi started lying about the dog man stuff, or the lizard man stuff, rather, saying that it was a Bigfoot when I knew it was a canine just from looking at the bite marks.
Yeah.
And then the Department of Environmental Conservation or whatever they call it for in South Carolina, they came back and said, yeah, it was confirmed the blood on the vehicle was canine.
Right. Yeah.
All right, there you have it.
Well, you can kind of understand their thinking too. They were thinking, well, a dog couldn't have done this. Oh, yes, they could. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, even if it damages their mouth while they're doing it, they can sure chew up a bumper. Yeah.
But, people think, I've sacrificed so much to keep this field honest. People forget. It's been so long. It's almost, it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
Going on 18 years since that happened. Almost 20 years ago this happened.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but yeah.
Oh, it does. It seems like, wow, that was a lifetime ago. It was like,
I don't know, man.
But anyway.
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Yeah.
we must have been having a lot of fun over the years.
We have.
Yeah.
Certainly. But remember, the field is fighting for its credibility.
Yeah.
And, a mentorship is foundational. And, people just traipse into this and start reading this from that. Look for somebody like Tom Steenberg, David Wickham, David Zagan,
right?
Mike Ann. Just some of the people out. And Mike Ann came to me So that was kind of cool. And you know, I have a couple other underlings now under me. David Gray, one of them, and we're going to get out with David this year. He had a pretty bad shoulder injury this year. Oh. Thank you, Mick. I appreciate that so much.
Kaiju Ninja's got a question I want to put up here. It says, do you worry about your job knowing you're a Bigfoot researcher? Has that ever been a problem?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The only thing certain companies say, hey, just don't mention us. Okay, yeah, that's not an issue. I don't mention where I work. I mention what I do for a living, but I don't necessarily mention a place specifically. And I don't mention a lot of personal stuff specifically. I have a public persona.
For good reason. I mean, you're on TV, dude. And
I'm on TV and I'm on YouTube, and there's a lot of crackpots on social media, and YouTube is social media too.
If everybody knew, where Steve lived, then they'd be knocking on the door, I'm sure.
And, the funny thing is, just today I met a great gentleman and his family, his grandkids. Him and his wife and his grandkids were at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I stopped in to grab a quick meal on my way home. Wife wasn't really hungry, so she says, yeah, just go ahead and eat. So I stop off at McDonald's, and the guy sees the Bronco, and he comes up, and he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I love this stuff. Look, I'm subscribed to this and that and this and that and this and that. So he's a subscriber now to the YouTube channel. So hello to you out there. It was a pleasure meeting you. And that's the,
You're reading the chat again.
I am. Hard not to.
Thank you, Rev. We appreciate that, man. We sure do.
I got to take that because it's getting really hot under the lid. The dog thinks I'm calling him now.
Uh-oh. Snack time.
No. He heard me go, woo. He's like, oh, what? So, well, anyway, let's get to the big announcement of the night since it's 9:53 already. Jiminy crickets, how this thing has flown by.
Yeah. Remember, 1 hour show. Yeah, we're going to.
A 1 hour show. Sit right back and you hear a tale of a tiny show.
A 3 hour tour. Oh, God, I miss Gilligan's Island. It was so good. Now that I've thought about it, I'll probably have to watch some reruns tonight, man. I don't know.
Chris will be dreaming of coconuts when he falls asleep. Anyway.
Hey, I'm a Marianne guy. Ginger was nice, but
True that. So anyway, here's the announcement. For those that are members here at Squatch-D TV.
Thank you.
Well, again, another reminder about the Squatchdetective report. Make sure you check it out at squatchdetective.com. But coming in May 2026, we will have a Squatch-D University mentorship program where we'll be doing episodes in different topics of Bigfoot research. And we're going to have some guests to come on and talk about their specific spots of expertise. And that's for our membership. So that's going to be beginning in May of 2026. I'm going to start lining up people. And there is a list of people I have, and who I can get would be awesome. And you might get an episode, you may not see me at all. It's not all going to be about, it's not about me. Right? It's about the field. So that is going to, Reverend Quantum Bigfoot wants a student visa so he can come over here. Well.
No, Rev, you're already set up, man. You're a member, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
I'm not going to make a political joke about visas.
No. We don't do politics. No.
But yeah, so it's something that I've been wanting to do, and it will cover a number of topics. Each lesson, I believe, will be about an hour. And I don't know how many modules yet. I'm still setting up the lesson plans for it.
Right.
So it's going to be really a cool thing. And then after it airs for our members, we will put it out there as a package on another platform for sale. In other words, an enrollment type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we want to put this out to our members first. We feel you guys are you guys support us, so you guys get it first. And then after a few months, after looking around and seeing what is best viable for us, then we'll put it out there for the rest of the public.
Members will get the first look out of respect to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Mick. Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah, Rev, you can get your visa. I understand there's some daycares that want to be run now.
Steve. No.
Sorry, had to. You'll get all your leering right here at Squatch-D TV. Anyway.
Oh man.
Which reminds me, in 2027, I'm headed to Minnesota to speak at the Minnesota Bigfoot Conference. So, but anyway.
Mike's girl was Mrs. Howell. Okay.
A little bit creepy.
Lovey. Yes, Lovey.
Yuck.
Well, to each his own, She was very nice.
Mrs. Howell comes in and tries to seduce you. What do you hear?
Oh, no. I don't think that would work for me. No.
Yeah, she comes in and... Tristan.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
please, that's a mental picture I do want to make. No. Oh.
Yeah, I've been, I'll tell you what, I've been through the upper peninsula of Minnesota. My God, that is so remote. Like, there's a 4-hour stretch. You don't see anything. You fill up and you drive through nothing but pine.
Yeah.
Left and right. And no cell phone service at all. Your cell phone's dead. And you just drive. And then finally you hit this town, your cell phone service comes back, there's a gas station, you fill up, and then you head south. And then you cross over that long bridge that connects the peninsula to the mainland.
Yeah.
Or the peninsula to the mainland.
And
what a beautiful
there are
trip.
sightings up there. They have activity. A good friend of ours, Abe Del Rio, he's the Minnesota Bigfoot research guy.
And he's the guy who runs the Minnesota Bigfoot Conference.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to see Abe and whoever the guests will be that day, that year. I mean, it's really cool. I'll be able to meet a whole new gaggle of folks. Going to Maine this year, which is going to be awesome. Maybe I'll see Don Gumow out there as well.
Very cool.
Should be a great time. And Susie Monster. Better late than never. You can always catch the rest in replay. But we're almost done. So anyway,
okay, yeah, the chat is getting a bit spicy, so time for us to
it's time for us to check out tonight anyway.
Oh, we thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. It's always an honor to have you hanging out with us, and especially when we do the 1 hour shows. Thank you so much, guys. And Steve and I, we talk about this. It's real. Okay, we realize we've got the greatest audience we could ever hope to have. Thank you so much for your helping, your support, and everything you do. This is only made possible because of you guys. If you're a new subscriber, or if you're a new listener out there somewhere, I know we got our regulars here. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit subscribe on the channel. Smash the thumbs up button. It helps us out on the algorithm, and it's easy. It's the easiest thing you can do to help support real Bigfoot research. So again, thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.
That's right. We love you guys. And hey, it's hump day. It's the middle of the week. I only have 2 more days at my other job. Tomorrow's my double. So I'll be running around from about noontime till about 10 p.m. It's my double.
Right.
And and then Friday's it. And then off to living life again. So it's going to be an awesome thing. And I want to wish everybody a happy and safe rest of your week. We'll see you Friday night for our wonderful Friday night Bigfoot show. Who knows what we'll be talking about then? I don't even know. Lord knows. Anyway, we love you guys. You are the greatest audience in the world. Again, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun. Remember, sharing is caring. And if you really love this channel, you can join our membership. Of course, in May, we're going to have that series. So, and there's going to be other stuff coming up as the weather gets nicer. So, everybody, be safe, stay healthy, God bless. And of course, keep on squatching. We love you guys.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatch-D TV. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member. And it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatch-D TV. Keep on squatching.